So, a few weeks ago, we got an update saying that, hey, we're getting a Miami Vice reboot from Joseph Kosinski, the gentleman that, of course, created, wrote and directed F1. He also was the director of Top Gun Maverick. And then, of course, I don't know if anybody remembers this movie, but Oblivion starred Tom Cruise and Morgan Freeman probably about 10 or so years ago. Three good movies. Especially F1. After F1, this guy, he's going to take over Miami Vice, right? So, if anybody doesn't remember, we got a Miami Vice reboot back in 2004, 2005, can't remember exactly, but it starred Colin Farrell and Jamie Foxx as the leading roles of Sonny and Rico. So, you know, everything gets remade over so many years. Well, those are two big stars, with a big IP, and the movie didn't do so well. It was directed by Michael Mann, who was a writer and creator, I believe, on the original series as well. It was a darker, modern take on it. So I'm kind of curious what they're going to do with this take, right? Are they going to have it set in modern times, or is it going to be a time period? Is it going to be a timepiece, right? Are they going to set it in the 80s, similar to like the old show, right? That Miami vibe, the puffy clothes and the silky outfits and stuff like that they wore in Miami in the 80s, and very cool, very stylish, And if anybody hasn't seen Miami Vice, it's very 80s, but it's classic, 100%. So this report we got here says that we actually have who are going to be playing the lead roles of Sonny and Rico. Now, the roles were previously played by Don Johnson playing Sonny, and then, of course, Philip Michael Thomas playing Rico. Or Rico Tubbs. So you're like, man, you got Colin Farrell, you got Jamie Foxx, and those are two of the biggest actors ever, right? And then at the time, these guys were definitely, in their prime, I guess you could say, real big. So if you're going to do it today, you're going to have to get big names as well, I would think, right? Especially with it being so popular. Well, they did. And they got two of the biggest names into the business today. Now, I did a video about a month ago where it was announced that there was rumors that a potential reboot was coming for Miami Vice. Now, they talked about the cast and who they were eyeing at the studio, and they were saying that they were eyeing Glenn Powell and Michael B. Jordan. Now, if you look at it, those are two of the biggest stars today. Michael B. Jordan, I think, is one of the most talented actors today. And then Glenn Powell, I mean, he's really came on the scene ever since Top Gun Maverick, I believe, I remember him back when like Expendables 3 and stuff like that, but ever since Top Gun Maverick, he's really made a name for himself. Hitman, he was in that Devotion, which was really good. And then he's got The Running Man coming out, so he's a huge name to watch, for projects all across the board, right? However, I'm excited about who they got and who they're casting. So, this is a report. This is on MovieWeb. It says the Miami Vice reboot is taking shape as it appears a former Academy Award nominee is being eyed to co-lead the project alongside Michael B. Jordan. So Michael B. Jordan officially is signed on to be Rico Tubbs in this Miami Vice reboot. I'm super excited about that. Michael B. Jordan, if you guys haven't watched Sinners, go watch Sinners. I mean, the guy has been playing in movies and been doing a lot of good work for a while. But Sinners is his most recent successful movie, and that was a movie that he worked on and produced and had a part in bringing its creation to life, man. I mean, he's a very talented fellow. So that's really cool. We got Michael B. Jordan joining on as Rico Tubbs. Now, yesterday, news broke that Sinners co-star will be teamed up with Austin Butler, starring as Sonny Crockett. Now, Butler is also a huge name. He was nominated for playing Elvis, killed it. He was in Dune recently. He was just in that movie called Caught Stealing. Very fun, very good movie. And then he was in which I thought this movie started out really good. I didn't like the way it ended, but bike riders. But his roles in it, man, the guy is a very talented actor. So Austin Butler and Michael B. Jordan is a true blockbuster pairing. I don't know. I don't know how you get bigger than that right now. You know, two of the young guns in acting. Uh, Man, this is really good, and it's being brought to us by Joseph Kosinski. Like I said, the guy is the one that brought us, um, recently F1. He was a director on Top Gun Maverick, which we all know Tom Cruise, and has a lot to do with that too. But Joseph Kosinski and Tom Cruise worked very well. Top Gun Maverick was awesome. He was in Oblivion. I mean, I'm pretty pumped. I'm pretty pumped for this pairing. Uh, but Universal Pictures is tasked with making Miami Vice relevant to a new generation that might not have seen or even heard of the original series. Now, beloved stars Butler and Michael B. Jordan have a good chance to generate audience interest, underscoring the need for star power to help sell an IP. Now, movies are all going with IPs. You don't see a lot of original projects now. Everything has a big name attached to it, right? Something that is, just has popularity, whether it's video games, board games, previous movies that were popular. I mean, it's just, they only go after IPs, it seems like nowadays, and they just kind of go off of that. But the studio has a set Miami Vice for release on August 6th, 2027. So we got 2 years, a little bit under 2 years before we get this movie on the big screen. But what do you guys think of this casting? Do you think this is good casting? I'm pumped up for it. I don't think they could have found a better pairing. My opinion, I like the idea of Austin Butler better than a Glenn Powell. I feel like if you have Glenn Powell in it, it's going to be a little bit more campy. I don't know. I don't know why I think that, but I feel like with Austin Butler, he's going to bring that. I think he brings more of that Don Johnson type of like slickness to him, where he was like kind of a hard fella, but also, was, had his moments of, where he was, a jokester, man. But I'm pumped up for this pairing. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Have you seen Miami Vice? You think it's a good idea for a remake? What did you think about the one that they remade in 2004? Let me know what you guys think down below. But if you haven't got a chance to like the video, please do. And subscribe to the channel for more Real Rumble. But until next time, guys, peace out.